I never consented to any contrivial guidance, but I was persecuted in a war terror campaign that I exposed for 8 years, simultaneous to everything that happened that was also similar around the same time it was happening. So I exposed the crime, and it kept happening till it come to a head this year, and that's all I could be sure of. But I never was a person doing exemplary anaxemy in any which way, but I was being tormented as if I was, in plain sight of the Republic and the U.S. flag and Constitution. And so I made recordings like this to try to get help during an emergency that is uncommon in the USA. So it's an emergency situation because what happens to me is not the same result and reaction to what happens to Company Red Railroad. And that's the way I thought it was supposed to be. But I myself is not a criminal, terrorist, or anything, but I'm treated like that. And when I mention it, I'm getting hisso-hye-gano complexed. When I talk in public or secret, it don't matter whichever. When I speak, they doing Heyo Hesse Ziki campaigns on me, and they're putting the other people with my line of sight where they're not present in any which way. And so since they're not present because it's not lawful, and also I'm not a seeking captain, it means that I'm here and I'm going through something I need help with. Forgive me for sounding like a radio host, guys, but I'm not trying to, but this is the only way I speak because I'm not a coward. So for 8 years, I've been doing this, trying to get help though, realizing that I need assistance with something that I should not have need or want for. So I don't have any pride, shame, or anything else in what I speak. And I have no problems facing any type of challenges or tyranny because I have never had fear since I was young. But if something is happening to me that I can't defend against, in the afterlife, and I never could see the afterlife until today, then that means that I'm under something that a normal man, no matter who he is, never faces. Therefore, I'm not subjecticated to the same things that the normal man or any which way is subjecticated. So something's happening to me that no other man on the face of the earth is going through, which is weird to say and uncommon to say because most men have experienced most things. But this situation is extending to employments, finances, home, financial, privacy, property, and all things in between. It encapsulates or consumes my entire life, and then they are blaming and attributed to people who are not eligible or qualified for the layman of great remote shelter. And then they attribute it with how Kiazaze, they're putting it on things that don't be seen or heard, they're in a different way than what they usually would. And then all things come together, and that's the way. These recordings are personal property of Fitzgerald Antarieso. It means that these recordings are unrelated to the namely features of all Subjection and Ponzi Rule Empire. It means that these recordings have nothing to do with the people who are suspects or the people who are not suspects. This is personal property under Propriety Net Shirto system. Propriety Net Set Show system means to say I love these things and I can keep them freely without this crime present. But if the crime has happened, that I prove it, and we prove it, then I can say that that's the reason why I'm here. And it's not. It's not anything to do with the persecutory. It has little to do with the persecutory scheme, but I'm also under attack in an unnatural and mysterious means. But those responsible already stepped forward in the sight of the U.S. Constitution and the U.S. flag. And I, as a civilian, am not doing anything unconstitutional and know it in any which time or present. But I have taken on things that I need for later, which is understood by the U.S. President of the Constitution only, which is the only thing that we was ever taught to follow in America. And so with that being said, it was nothing else needed for us to look forward to except for right now. And so if I'm the reason why, then they are all in content of Justice Judge means that they're doing something illegally on a massive scale and wide remembrance of the public and franchise to a person like Sachi. And since they're doing it like that, then the police can act in an unnatural, unconstitutional manner against those responsible. And so the police can be gang traffickers until they get to the point where they pay attention to it physically and in public eye instead of looking at it afterlife only and behaving natural in the earth instead. So when it gets to that point in a couple of days, they'll understand. Yes, it'll be just days, because the police is on the case of Tyrone Shepard, and he has no problem defending anything needed. But if he was attacked in any which way, he is a badge authority figure. Yes, but it's by force and challenge, and not by will, wish, want, and the U.S. Constitution of liberty, free rights, and fragile statesman. That means that these people try to keep him away from doing something rap related in the best way he could. Yeah, and they made it into something that he'll be forced to do, like military drafts. Yeah, without it being legal, constitution, or anything manageable by the law enforcement of U.S. government. Yes, like constitutional garage. They are not acting according to the premises of the U.S. Turf Territory War Act of Murder in 1945-78. Statute Code Liberty 8504335 zip line K-Go dots. I mean, they are acting in an unconstitutional manner. And the U.S. government wasn't able to participate in any of the contrivances against it. Yes, so that means the U.S. president is under statutory, but because of the last 5 years of the fall found frails in the U.S. Constitution amendment, meaning that because the authority of the law enforcement and the U.S. government was under such superior rights conagro, then that means that they are doing something off in the railing of what's already was happening. Since the last 5 years, the president has gone through so many changes in a way that never was in history. That itself is seemingly, according to the things we otherwise have found to listen, being used to undermine somebody's rights in plain sight, which was reported simultaneously, even though it was seen as unreputable, yet for someone as a civilian to keep track of something so serious in plain sight. But he did, and kept it, and it's public, the whole time. Even though some ignored it, it still was there. So that means these people who are responsible are under justly jet pro gecko glorieto. It means jettison cyprojos. It's an illegal crime against the United States government taking place on the life of a person and not them participating in it. So we're under jettison jayeso radio. That means that in 5 seconds, every U.S. FBI agent has to be in these four-wheelers now and heading to every place that the man responsible the opposite way was ever. They have to be there and stay there forever, because this is an uncustomary justice duty, and this man is free, and he is not terminated from anything needed, but y'all will be. You're Reg. Yeah, this is an unconstitutional diablo. Blood gang Cryeso times threatened the police officers with injustice, and in 2016 went forward with the lawman run maneuver against the U.S. Capitol, and then they stayed forever. And Trump underhanded it, and he kept it forever. And that's the rules of what happened in this whole testimony and testament. There was nothing else taking place, but he was living life royally. Yeah, he did everything the U.S. Constitution has said, and the law enforcement was not offended by any of his behavior. These Marines, military, whatever, was not military or Marines from the day they were hired by the U.S. Constitution. Not one Marine or U.S. military corps, not one of them are eligible for the jobs after 2017. Yes, 2017, the U.S. government had a Fiansto Radio Buster. Fiansto Buster. It means that they couldn't stay where they was, but they stayed anyway. They did something against the U.S. flag that traditionally would go punished by the FBI. But the FBI did not react according to its natural senses for one reason or another. But now it's required to, with all mercy payanto, first, under the authority of the U.S. Enforcement Agency, Quato 1518 Jail Vadro, which is every police officer in the force imaginable, on or off duty, no matter what. They're required to get up, put on Gagone jeans, and to go head straight to the place the FBI is supposed to be at. Because every terminal or place must be sandwiched for H. Rajes. It's a bet civil cayete. Civil Bet Lionel. Civil Bet Lionel. That's what it is. This is the most a person can say, but it's true. This is true in every which way and everything it ever stood for. Today, on this day now, which is Monday, August 7th, 2023, in the earth roll only. Yes. Civil Bet Lionel, Dexter Jerome Ray Jr. Yeah. Which is not a flattering name for him or anybody else, but that's the only way to identify him, except by his social, which is unregional red toco constitutionary, because prisoners go by names, and he was never eligible for a prison degree sentence in every which way. The things he had were organized by people that are in jail. Yeah, and I put it like that. Everything that happened was organized by people who are in jail, whether or not they're there physically or not. Yeah, these people are in jail, whether or not they're there physically or not. Yeah, they're speaking to themselves only. Those who say these things, yeah, about warrants and FTI and things. They're only speaking to themselves like a mirror. Yeah, like on the bathroom wall, like a mirror. Yeah, they're referring to themselves in the afterlife and flesh, no matter what. Yeah. But if they're not acting according, then that's because the police is about to move on them, and they're aware of it. So thank goodness for ridding this scum of our nation, meaning every last one of them, but not Dexter Jerome Ray Jr. Literally, even though it's an uncommon occurrence, this crime is Santo Hamietsuropo. Yeah. Yes. Wadiedro. And so the consummation of these pieces of laughter and Jarrow Shepherd dams, it means that everybody here is guilty and content, if so, but it's an uncommon cliche. Yeah. So much has happened to other people that somebody can say that it's not really happening in reality. But it is this time. This time is for real. You know, when matters of the subject of law become so cliche they can't be mentioned, then the police says that was then, not now. And so that's the situation to all things that could have been cliche. That was then, not now. Yeah. In the way that it should be managed, applicable. Yeah. Under Pritchard Retro treatment, Scotty A. Tozo, which means 81483792. The statute code of the Humanitarians. Yeah, in heaven. But now we'll stay to the U.S. Constitution statutes. Liberty era 457Z 8 9 10 11 4 18 19 18 12 34 8 6 7 8 drop. Yeah, it's fixed. Terminal Itradro 8 9 4 7 3 4 5 8 9 2 11 4 5 6 8 10 10 10 11 148 9 6. Yeah, 48,006, which in Hebrew say 9. Yeah. That statute Liberty Code of Function Error 8493 is fixed. Yes. And that's how the U.S. can repair its justice system, by fixing errors and not killing suspects. Yes, and that's the way it will handle business from now on and forever, for as long as the Constitution stands. Yes, statute code 8941038945678453899991011.80 keeper. Yeah. 089.00 keeper. It means zeros forever. Yeah, that's fixed. It was broken uncustomarily. And all the other ones, they have to be named by word fixed. Yeah, no matter what. In the reference and reverence of the most righteous, holy, pure, and sacred rules in the country or nation at any given time. That was said in the year 1854 about the U.S. Constitution. So anybody who fits that description is the only one that's used as a reference of all things, no matter what, and no matter who there, like Carl's games. Yeah, no matter what, like Paul Baines on Outer Scut. So no matter what, yeah, that person is the single entity of Ikar Empire. Yeah, there's no righteousness or anything because of this testimony, which is needed at all times. And as long as this testimony is here, then all things else will be via so be. Yeah. So keep these things holy and prance and don't bother nobody else. Bless God, the nation, and Cranjos. Because the U.S. justice system has caved in on itself for a year. Yeah. But not one civilian will ever see anything else other than what they supposed to. Yeah. The U.S. civilians will go in where they should no matter what. And the government agents also will follow. These people will do the things they should and nobody else will care. Yeah. Y'all can quit the hitch, hang-go game maneuvers because it's not needed. Yeah. Turn them off, boss. Ratio Nefe Evans. Yeah. It's not nothing that happened that wasn't righteous. in the sight of God. Yeah, until that's true, then we'll know it. Yeah, and not no old boo-boo goop, but the real one, like choo-choo too. Yeah, Wadroto, according to the tabernacle of St. Paul. Yeah, St. Paul in Egypt and Adoram, Joe. Yeah, not only that, nothing else in Peace or Patterson Moko. Yeah, Yap Mighty, Gladys and Goko.